What's up, Internet? Welcome to Video Game Hunting. We are limping into this week on Monday. First find being some PC games. Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth 2 used to be a really good seller. I don't know if it really is anymore. And another Bobbit. And a Kick-Ass 2 from last week that I haven't put away. Alright, a couple more pickups into the game exchange right there. Got B-Movie for Amazon. Goes for about 25, like 30, so double up after fees. The 2 Theater Rhythm games for myself, Horrible Lighting. And then Deadpool's one to look out for, even at $19, well worth it. Goes for about $45 on Amazon. I'll probably have picked up another one of these from here. I just didn't want to buy 2 at the same time. It'd be kind of awkward sometimes, but you know. What's up, Internet? Welcome back to Video Game Hunting. It is now Tuesday. We struck out video game wise at the first stop, so hopefully we can find something at the next few thrift stores we're gonna hit, and then we're gonna hit a, well, it's weird saying a pretty cool game store when it's just like, it's a game store. It's what we have in Connecticut. We have 2 different chains, Retro Games Plus and Game Exchange. I like both of them okay, but like not to the point where I'd be like, oh my god, I'm so excited to go to the store, you know, kind of thing. So it's weird. I feel like a lot of people have a lot better options in their state as far as game stores go. In Connecticut, we don't really, in my opinion. Still Tuesday, still no video games yet, but we got a whole, I'm connected to a wire, got a whole tote full of books, WWE photo books from like, I don't know, WrestleMania, Hall of Fame, stuff like that. I'm not sure exactly what the stuff's worth. I looked up one thing and it said like 40. So I just ended up buying it all for $4 each. So we'll see how that does. I don't know if I'll actually update you guys here, but just thought I'd mention it. Something to look out for. WWE photo books. And these are like higher quality than the ones back when I used to attend shows, like back in the 90s. These are like hardcover. I remember the one I had from the WrestleMania, I don't remember which number it was, that we had here in Hartford when I was a kid, was super flimsy even when I got it. Like, it didn't take much wear. Of course, I was a kid, so it got a lot of wear, me flipping through it. But it's really cool that, you know, they increased the quality on those at least.
You're welcome.
Alright, not that I'm really trying to inspire anybody to look into something other than video games as far as reselling goes, but just found a $50 horse book at the Goodwill for $2, so that's a pretty good find. No video games to speak of other than those 3 that we saw, and they were mediocre. Alright guys, we went a little crazy in the game exchange. A little bit because we found nothing today, I could admit, video game wise. And also a little bit because it's just a good deal, even if some of them are a little bit longer tail items, higher rank on Amazon. But future self, you got a lot of work to do in the editing process because I want numbers up on the screen. So here we go. For $10, we picked up a PSP Monster Jam Path of Destruction. PS3 games, they had a lot of new ones that were priced earlier this month. Capcom Essentials does really well on Amazon for me. J-Stars Victory versus Plus. Prison Break, The Conspiracy. 2 copies of Wolfenstein on the PS3, White Knight Chronicles 2, and then a little bit annoying because it's kind of hit or miss depending on which employee you get. They don't have a point of sale system that, like, at least at the store, that shows you what the prices are ringing up as they're scanning it. So unless you've done the math and figured out the tax ahead of time, it's really hard to tell when they're screwing you on a price a little bit. And now I spent $193, so it's a little annoying that on these next 2 games they felt the need to adjust the price up a couple dollars because their system said it was the wrong price. So Everblue 2 on the PlayStation 2, they had this for $22.99. They marked it up to $24.99. Not that big of a deal, but you know, that could have been the difference between me wanting to keep it or you know, buy it or leave it. And I didn't get that opportunity because he didn't say anything. In the past, they've honored their sticker price and mentioned it. So it really is an employee on an employee basis. Anytime that they would bring it up, I would just say, nah, forget it then. Because they've mentioned it in the past and tried to increase the price on me, and I've just left it behind out of principle usually, because I think it's kind of shady. Especially for this one. Every game exchange has this game for $5.99. He adjusted the price up to, I think it was $7.99. And it's just like, the only reason I finally picked this up is because this is the best condition copy I've come across. And I hear it's a pretty cool game. And that was for myself. And then the last game for myself also, not really worth that much on Amazon. Not worth that much anywhere. Record of the Agrest War, Agrest War 2 for $10 on the PlayStation 3. When these games were coming out, I kind of had my eye on them, but I didn't know anything about them, so I wasn't willing to spend much on them. $10 is the right price for me. And then they had a recently put out Game Boy Pocket Red for $35. On Amazon, this goes for about $85, so a pretty good flipper there. Gonna have to test it out myself because I can't really trust these kids. Game exchange, so we'll see for myself. It does have a little bit of damage on the back, but still, overall, really nice condition. From what I could see, no scratches on the screen. All right, so this is a few reasons of why I was saying you can't really trust these kids. So the screen looks perfectly okay. Not amazing, but I don't know if it's going to show up here. Let's see. I don't know. Hold on. So it works. Can you hear it? Of course, I picked a game that takes forever to load up. So other things that are an issue with this. We're going to take a look at this battery cover, which I thought was official, the real thing, but it's instead basically taken from some other, like teal or something, and they painted it red. So let's take a listen to. So I don't know if it comes across to you guys on the video, but it's not, the sound is going on it. So when one of the kids at Game Exchange says, yeah, I tested it myself, it works perfectly fine, and the brightness works. So at first I thought, like, what do you mean brightness? Oh, he's talking about contrast. So of course the contrast works. That's like never an issue. I thought he was like insinuating that maybe it was like modded or something. Like the brightness works. It's whatever. Not going to be selling this on Amazon because of those issues, especially this. That's just sketchy AF. All right, so after running some numbers, looking up some listings, I'm pretty sure this is going to be kind of a womp womp kind of purchase. I spent 35 plus tax on this, and if I sell it for 50 on eBay, which is a big if, I'd make about $4 on it. So, womp womp. All right, last clip from this whole transaction. Did the math. I'm going to end up keeping these two games, like I said before, and still make about 131 profit on 193 spent. So not bad. If it's sold on Amazon, this would be worth it. It goes for about 30. Incredible Hulk I can, so I'll pick that up, but only video game finds here. What is this? It's crazy. All right, let's go over this quick because I don't know enough about these to talk in depth. I have found and sold this one before. This is one of the Big Bad Beetleborgs. I don't know what they call them on there. Zords? Robots? It's missing one of its back legs here. And whatever part goes here. I don't know how to transform it in any way, but it was $4 at the thrift store. Not going to leave that behind. And then we have from Power Rangers Zeo, parts of Pyramidas, the carrier Zord that they had for that season. I have no idea what it's missing. I think it's missing at least the head, possibly the legs. $6, but I know that I saw a listing on eBay that you can sell the arms alone, which it definitely has, for $50 shipped, so that's not bad. No video games to speak of there, and even if there were, you'd have to see them on the Unknown Video Game Hunters channel because he is ahead of me in line. Alright, I told myself I wasn't going to buy any more of these, basically, not blind bags, but kind of like struggle bags. Like, you can kind of see what's in there, but you have to really struggle to see what's in there. They had this for $10 at my thrift store. I know there's at least one good game in here. But of course we have sports. Let's see, Guitar Hero 2. Oh, sweet, a Wii Sports in pretty scratched condition, but a PC game, Madden 12, Madden, NCAA, just not the right year. Might have some value still. More sports, and then this is the game I did see. WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2008 on the Xbox 360, and it comes with the bonus disc. See the condition. That is not too bad. So, was it worth $10? Definitely, just because the Wii Sports alone, if I can get it to work, it is a little bit scratched up, but should be able to figure that out. So, not that bad. Something you don't see every day. A non-red ring Xbox 360 original. I don't know if I'm getting this stuff right. Droid fighter. Here's a little quick excerpt of what would be in the Unluckiest Video Game Hunter series of videos that I never ended up really doing. I just did one episode. This thrift store that I go to almost every morning handles their games. Well, for one, they overprice them. Like, you're lucky if you see like 6 to 10 on a game at a thrift store here. But in addition to that, they keep the discs behind the counter. Because half the time they can't find the discs, even though they would never have put the game out if the disc didn't exist in the first place. It's not like they received empty cases and they were like, let's put an empty case out there and waste everybody's time, you know, kind of thing. So I just got hit with the too lazy to actually find the disc. Despite the fact that I'm pretty sure it's in the stack that they just brought up there, because I can see the stack of games. But she didn't look through that stack, and there was a communication barrier, a language barrier. So then for the rest of the stuff I got some toys, nothing exciting. And I handed them a 20, and she needed to hand me like $14 change. But she only had a single in her register and a 10. But I could see a 5, And I'm just like, if I hand you a single, a 1, like, this solves this, right? No. Because she doesn't trust the math. And she needs to wait to get change. So I wasted an extra 5 minutes waiting for her to get change. I feel like there are just some things that could only ever happen to me. Only ever happen to me. And because of this, because my morning is usually pretty time sensitive with when I hit these thrift stores, I have to completely alter what I was going to do today because I wasted too much time in the thrift store. Now, part of that is me. A decent amount of that is her. The whole transaction took like 10, probably 11 minutes. A little bit more than 10 minutes to complete, between her looking for the disc, failing to find the disc, waiting for change. Don't quit your day job, kids. That's a pretty cool find. It's basically the wireless kind of version of the Ms. Pac-Man plug and play. If you know what you have, it's usually like $35 to $40. This is interesting because they also have the VHS tape for this here. Which is one of like the coolest movies that no one ever talks about. I feel like this has to be like one of the most overproduced plushes ever, but I still find myself compelled to pick it up anytime I see it. So for $1.50 each, that's not too bad. Big shout out to the old people in there that knew what Power Rangers were, because they were behind me, and it was in a spot that wasn't near the toys, that White Ranger figure from the Legacy collection. And they're like, oh, look, the original White Ranger. And I was just like, wait, what the fuck? And I turn around and it's just sitting up on a shelf with, like, you know, Easter decorations and stuff like that. So I was like silently waiting for them to leave to see if they were going to grab it, because I didn't want to be that guy. And they left. So White Ranger, brand new, Legacy collection. Unfortunately, the box is a little jacked up, but also found a stack of Xbox 360 controllers. They're all missing the battery cover, but for $5 each, it's not too bad. Stuff from that era is getting harder to find as GameStop stops carrying some of it. Yeah, I completely forgot the film in there, but for a little under $100, this stack, which I'll go over a little bit later. Fuck. Stay. All right, so I messed up a little bit at the grid, mostly on this one title. For some reason, both in my mind and in my app, which I literally just updated last week or so, Tenchu Return from Darkness. I had it that I was missing the manual on this, so I picked this up for $10 to complete my copy and sell the other one. Well, I guess I'm just selling the other one because it was complete. Don't know why I had it stuck in my head that the game was incomplete. Some other games I picked to flip up. Flip-flop. Some other games I picked up to flip on Amazon: Ape Escape, On the Loose, Midway Arcade Origins, and 2 copies of Matrix Path of Neo. And basically, all that leads to me being able to keep these 2 games for free after all the profit. Johnny Bazooka-Tone, which I don't know anything about other than what I've seen in the old retro video game magazines, or I guess the video game magazines, because they weren't retro when they released. But all the ads for this, there were so many ads for Johnny Bazooka-Tone back in the day. And also bonus points because it's usually, or at least it does have a long box release, and I hate the PS1 long boxes with a passion. So anytime I could pick up a title that would normally be a long box title in jewel case form, I'm all for it. And usually they're worth a little bit more. I don't know if it is in the case of this game because, like I said, I don't know much about it other than having nostalgia for seeing it in magazines. And then for the collection, Lost in Blue 3. I have Lost in Blue 2 brand new sealed, so I figured I would pick this up. And just to reiterate, go over some of the items I got at the GameStops. Spider-Man 3 for the Xbox 360 and Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. So cheap, 2014. I don't know. It was worth it. These are both at least double ups. And I honestly don't know where the rest of my stuff went. Oh, it got buried. Alright. Also was able to pick up for $30 Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. This is not the one with the bonus disc, but it is still worth picking up at $30 for Amazon. And then, of course, 2K College Hoops 2K8. And I say, of course, as if everybody knows about this game. But this was the last College Hoops game that they came out with, I believe. I think that's why it's expensive. About $100 game on eBay, and that's where I'm going to have to sell it because I'm restricted on Amazon. Here we go. Another Friday flea market. Let's see if it's better than last week. Alright, a little bit water damaged, but $3. Definitely a good find. So, I don't know if it's just my luck or whatever, but every time I try and film, I get a seller that's like super right on top of me, so it's awkward. So, didn't end up filming this big up. $20 for the stack. Not 100% sure if it's worth it, because also with them right on top of me, I didn't really want to look anything up, you know, so we'll see. That died away. Alright, so I did some pretty lackluster filming today, but in this next clip we're going to take a look at everything I got at the Game Exchange. I did end up picking up that Metal Gear Solid Essentials collection. We'll also take a closer look at that. Alright, so like I said, a closer look at what we just picked up. Big shout out to the Big Bad Beetle board back there that I just took pictures of that's helping us film this. Spent $141 today with Carter. Let's see how we did. So, all of these, I believe with the exception of possibly this, Lord of the Rings Conquest, is going to be for Amazon. This one I'm thinking about keeping. I'm not really sure. I didn't know this game was on the DS. And I'm kind of on a, even more so than usual, a DS, 3DS kick. Not really sure if it's like an action RPG, a strategy game, or what, based on this, but we'll see. Tentatively gonna keep it. Regardless, I think I saw listings of this like $35 minimum on Amazon, so if I don't keep it, it's worth it. Picked up Green Lantern, Rise of the Manhunters for $10, about $30 game. Pinball Hall of Fame, $30 is a lot, but this game is currently going for like 50 plus on Amazon, so a little bit of profit there. This one I don't see very often, that's why I looked it up. Bleach Shattered Blade, no manual unfortunately, but this is also about a $30 game on Amazon. And then Punch Time Explosion, never seen this. I've heard of it through Discord groups that I'm in. It goes for about like 40 to 50, so 20 is not that bad of a deal. And then of course Metal Gear Solid The Essential Collection. The literal reason I was in that area today, at the time I saw this yesterday in a thrift school video, another YouTuber here in Connecticut, and he looked at it and he was just like, it might be sealed, and I'll tell you, it has a seal on it, but it's definitely a resale. I know this because I looked at a whole bunch of other eBay listings. All the the order here is completely wrong. It should go 1, 2, 3. Instead it goes 3, 2, 1. And then also, how would this damage potential mold be underneath if it were sealed? And even if it were sealed, even if this were an official seal, there's multiple spots where there's a break, like right here and on the bottom. So selling it as sealed on Amazon, I wouldn't think that would fly. So we're just going to open it up and take a look at the condition of everything that's inside. He's opening a sealed game? No, I'm not. I'm opening a resealed game. Hold on, we'll cut and we'll be right back. Can't do it with one hand. Alright, we are back. I always loved the way Metal Gear Solid, the original, looked in a PS2 style case, but let's see. I should have opened these ahead of time. So we got disc 1, disc 2. It's also a different disc than the original, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember them being black like that. Yeah, really nice shape. I would say, even if I were concerned about it being sealed still, just looking at these discs, that would reaffirm that they're not brand new. Because there are blemishes. It's not like they're bad condition, but a sealed game wouldn't have any issues, you know? Metal Gear Solid 2, yeah, they definitely have different style discs than they normally would. So the reason I picked this up, and I think what happened is Thrift School looked at these, or looked at the seal and was like, oh, it's not a legit seal, and moved on. But on FBA, the lowest essential collection that they have used is $150, so you're still going to make really good money on this. So I was very happy he shared that video immediately, because I knew it was filmed in the same day, since I saw other stuff in the thrift stores that I saw earlier that day. Long run-on story. This is probably going to be, well, I don't want to talk too soon. It's Friday. We still got 2 more days this week, but I would guesstimate that this is going to be the big money pickup of the week. Hi. Is he here, boy? These are really cool, but I'm leaving them behind. I don't really do pops, and they're kind of crushed under the stuff that they're in the bin with, so I don't know. And $9 each seems high. I can't imagine these are still the approved method of child-proofing your home. Ancient. Doesn't even have a date on it, does it? Crazy. Anybody remember this movie? Jeez. Alright, so the only reason I'm picking this up is I saw this back when it came out in theaters. And, like, I'm assuming 99% of the audience, I was highly disappointed in it. But I feel like I've heard something over the years where there's like this revisionist history with that movie, and people are saying it's actually pretty good if you go into it with your expectations like set appropriately. I might give it a try. I think I'm probably still gonna hate it, but yeah. So we got another small soldier theme here. Hi people. You see me recording a video and you're just like, I'm gonna go stand next to that guy. Yeah, so we got Chip Hazard. Broken Thanos, unfortunately. I was hoping to build a figure, but his leg is just off. But for $4, I'll still pick it up. Alright, another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about that I might as well do here while I'm waiting for all these people around me to figure out how they're driving their cars, because there's almost an accident happening over here. I mentioned in the last video how I was wondering if me doing this video game hunting series would change how I actually spend my time working. It's not quote-unquote work. I work for myself. But when you're having this much fun, it doesn't feel like work. So it's that kind of thing. So I feel like I have tried to hit more video game hotspots, as I call them. And by that I mean, like, in a thrift store, like, you're not really going to see that much. There's a lot of thrift stores I go into where there's not a video game for me to point the camera at. So I found myself going to more video game stores and pawn shops that I know have games than I normally would. So I don't think next week is going to be as video game heavy as these 2 weeks have been, just because I do want to see what it looks like when I'm not going out of my way to try and film for this series. So we'll see how it goes proceeding forward, whether I keep doing it this way or if I just take it easy and show you what there is to see on an average video game hunting week, just me doing my day job, thrifting, and trying to resell. So weirdest pickup of the day, the Azure Dreams Game Boy Color manual for $26 after tax. Hard to say what it's worth. I don't think there's any individual sold on eBay. I know that the game complete is crazy, and I figure the manual is going to be rare enough that just having it is a good plan, even if it's something I just hold on to for a while. Yeah, so they restocked these at GameStops for regular price because Kirby's coming out, so I also pre-ordered that. Horrible lighting. What up? It's Sunday. I was just having a thought that while I'm on my way to the thrift stores and the flea market to see Sam, hopefully, I actually didn't check to see if he's going to be there, so hopefully he's going to be there. We'll stop in anyway, just because we have nothing else to do. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, is one of the reasons, well, there were many reasons I stopped doing weekend adventure and video game hunting. One of them was here in Connecticut, you know, it gets cold. It's not one of those, you know, states that stays warm all year round and has year-round garage sales like I would love to live in. So most of our flea markets on the weekends close down during, you know, a decent chunk of the year that's cold, and there's no garage sales, so it's basically thrifts and indoor flea markets, which get repetitive and boring. And I'm noticing, like, how lucky I am that I started the series when I did, because at the time of this episode releasing, I will have been to the opener of one of my favorite flea markets in the state. I'm not going to say what it is, just, you know, for the people, you know, if you know, you know. But we don't need more competition there. Come on. It's kind of ridiculous. I will say Connecticut is probably, I think I think anybody who game hunts anywhere would say this about where they're at. It's probably one of the most competitive places to game hunt. It's not, oh, stroll into the flea market at 11 and find all the games kind of place, you know? You have to be there at the drop of a hat, the crack of dawn. So we're gonna hit a couple thrift stores, see what we can find. Like I was saying, the whole reason for this clip is without this flea market opening, these weekends were gonna be really rough. I'm glad that I was just doing a whole week of filming rather than trying to just do the weekend adventure thing again, because with weekend adventure, I would literally, it would start like Friday, and like the stuff I find Friday to Sunday is kind of unimpressive, to be honest with you. Right. So leaving the flea market. Once again, forgetting to really film the pickup, but we'll do that later when we get home. And we'll go over it really quick just because I don't think that many people are that interested in a whole bunch of manuals, but that's what I picked up. Pretty good deal. Should make some good money and probably have a few to keep for myself. Alright, well, this was completely unexpected, but we're heading into a comic convention to see what they have for games. Just learned about this about 10 minutes ago, so here we go. Alright, added some games to the collection from a friend. Shout out to Dan. Got a pretty good deal on these. Alright, so I messed up. 19 of these manuals I have already listed and put away. They were... I'll show a picture of them from the eBay listing just because I don't want to unpack what I already did, because whatever. Anyway, purchased a whole bunch of manuals off of Sam, and he also threw in a Game Boy Advance game complete there because he was sick of looking at it. Let's just run through these really quick. I'm not going to read off all the titles just because, I mean, come on. I want to move a little bit quicker on this because there's not, you know, they're not all amazing. So have these sorted by Game Boy Advance, stuff like that. NES manuals. I basically bought all the loose manuals that he had at his booth. We were basically, anytime we saw one, we were just like, yep, add that to the lot, add that to the lot, and this is what we ended up with. Some random Sega Master System, I assume. Sega Scope 3D manuals, Zaxxon 3D, Maze Hunter, Blade Eagle, Missile Defense, some N64. These, and actually that's not everything. Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, complete. And then the other ones, these are, I guess these were the lot manuals, the ones I'm going to lot up, and these are the ones I'm selling individually. Some Mario Karts, Hamtaro, Ham Heartbreak, Pokemon Ruby. This, I just didn't have anything to lot that one with. Majora's Mask, a French-Canadian Pokemon Stadium manual, which I'm probably going to have for a long time, I imagine. because it's all in French, and I feel like that's a very specific thing. Fortunately, some writing on that one. Link's Awakening. The NES Zelda map. A little bit water damage on this Mike Tyson's Punch Out, but all the pages you can read, which is good. Baseball Stars, 3 of the Mario 2 manuals, Mario Bros, Legend of Zelda, really worn Mario Party 6 manual with some inserts, Mario Party 7, Batman Forever, WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game, Donkey Kong Country 3, and A Link to the Past. I have a stack of manuals somewhere that I'm keeping. I'm not currently sure where they are. Here we go. Now, these ones here aren't necessarily ones that I already have boxes or games for, but they were not worth selling, and it's something that I would like to have complete eventually, so maybe holding on to the manual would be helping me towards that. Dr. Mario 64. Battletoads Double Dragon on the Super Nintendo. This never comes up for sale, so I have no idea what it's worth. It's not worth much. I think it's like $13, $15, but I never see the box. Bubble Bobble, Alleyway, Mario Bros. Deluxe, Mario Golf, and finally, probably my favorite one from the whole stack. I didn't look this up, but I have the game. I would like to get this complete, so I just need the box. Isolated Warrior. All right, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of Video Game Hunting. I'm coming over here to my Amazon stack to get the big money.
Big money, more fire, boom!
Find of the week. And that, of course, for this week would be Metal Gear Solid, the Essential Collection. Now, not in perfect shape, and like we said earlier, not sealed. Obviously, I've opened it, and it wasn't factory sealed to begin with. But on Amazon, listed it for like $155. So, $54.95 into this, plus tax. All right, so that is going to do it. Let me know what your favorite find this week was. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, keep it real, internet. Just a quick note, I am planning to not go crazy into video game stores like I have been in future episodes. I feel like I've been hitting more video game stores because I'm doing the series that I normally wouldn't, and given I am finding profit in there, but I'm also spending a lot more than I usually want to be, especially since some of the stuff is for me. As we can see here, I have a very large stack of stuff to show in a pickup video eventually that I might film right after this. So, yeah. Bye.